All right, this is another 2019 TE Talk Out. The conscious mind, the unconscious mind, the flesh and the spirit, the warrior, the victim inside you, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this is something that you and I talk about in our personal time
Every
all
day.
the time.
Is it your saviors that are unconscious? Is it your demons it seems like your demons are unconscious because you can't even see them at all, but you are consciously responsible for your saviors, but then you can't realize that you're doing your saviors, so is that unconscious?
Which just translate to, why can't I stop being a loser? I know what I need to do. Why can't I do it? Why can't I stay motivated? Why can't I get things done? Right? So that is like the question of like motivation. Great, you do all this self-growth and you're a goddamn type and all the rest. You're still stuck at home crying. Like, how do you get moving in life as a grown-up? Yeah. What really gets you moving? The people that are moving, the heroes, the alphas, how are they actually doing it?
Not from feel good. It'll get very frustrating. I know it's been frustrating for me for years, is knowing something does not equate action.
Right.
So you're like, yes, I finally figured out the answer, but then you're not actually putting in the steps and making it happen every single day. Therefore, it gets more and more frustrating hearing the same answer. Like, well, it still is drink 8 ounces of water. You're like, oh my God, I already know that. It's like, but are you doing it? You know, because it doesn't actually equate, I'm getting results from this in reality.
Right. So the bottom line thing, like starting step one, is knowing what the battle is. You're not in a battle against your parents or the government or the school or whatever. That's not the battle.
Yeah.
The battle is 80 to 90% of your brain is working against you.
Oh my God, yes.
You have laziness, animalistic urges, bad habits, unconsciousness, Carl Jungisms, who knows what the hell's buried in your dome. That stuff is wanting to pull you towards the loser lazy path or the animalistic path.
Yeah.
And you have a outnumbered little minority trying to get you this way. And if you know that that's the game, it's like this step here of like, how do I get the damn thing here?
You just gotta click.
If you got the like, this is so accurate.
Where did you find this?
It came up now. If you use the Bing instead of Google.
I had to like make this image years ago when we were like processing the little baby.
Google is blacklisting some of our search results. Now, I was only able to find the stick figure version.
I know. I had a baby.
Yeah.
But like, that's literally what we see it, is that you have this giant elephant that's has a mind of its own, going its own way, doing its own thing. And you think, because you have this little baby that like, the little baby is the one driving things, that's where all your information is. Like, no, this is my thinking brain. I'm absolutely going where I want to go.
So you're outnumbered. You are outnumbered 100 to 1.
Yeah.
And so when you get up tomorrow to do your workout, you don't, and you suck, and that's the game.
And the baby's going, what's going on? And it's like, there's that giant elephant down there.
That's the game. That's the game. So looking at that a little bit more in particular, here's just kind of a psychology layout. So this is kind of interesting. You start with your DNA. Like, and let's think about that for a second. I want to go towards comfort. I want to go towards food. I want to go towards sleep. I want to go towards entertainment.
To an extreme.
That's your flesh body, your meat sack.
Pleasure versus pain is just the largest thing that your brain is going to be like, well, why am I not doing the right thing? Because it's 1 ounce not pleasurable.
Right. And your opinion is, well, I want to be a good person. Well, screw you. You're outnumbered.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have the collective unconscious, and I guess that's kind of like all the things that like human history has learned over thousands of years of like, wait a minute, be afraid of this and not afraid of that, and cluster in tribes.
So like epigenetics kind of stuff.
Yeah. So you have all those kind of things going on.
Yeah.
And then you have the cultural forces. So where are you living? What time? What are your friends doing? Well, everybody on Instagram has this, and Instagram's a cool thing, so I got to do that.
Yeah.
So you have all those influences.
This is just all survival type stuff. Survival tells you go towards pleasure and not pain, whether it's coming from your wiring or society or it just in some way, shape, or form, go towards pleasure, don't go towards pain. Sometimes your wiring tells you to go this way, go that way.
And then there's just levels of this. So how accurate or precise is this? I don't fucking know, right? But there's a whole hell of a lot going on underneath there.
Right.
And then you have the tiny little bit of conscious mind of like what I want to actually do, etc.
That part is what really screws us up, because we will, like, I'm realizing so much more.
You think this is you?
I'm realizing how much we will say the right words. We will say the right answers and believe them.
Right.
But we're just lying to ourselves. And the more we do that, then we don't go to work on actually solving the problem. Because we're like, I know the right answer, here's the right answer. And you're just spitting out the right answer.
So you're not taking into account that elephant that's, I can't see it, so it's not real. No, it's real. And you can see it through results. You can see it through the fruits.
Right.
Has it been 12 months and you're stuck on the same problem that you were last time, even though you don't want it or think it or whatever?
Right. Our results will just freak us out.
Right.
Like, oh my God, but I'm still not getting it. It's like, that's normal.
Right. Yeah. Now here's an interesting one. This is like Freud's take on, at least according to this goddamn infographic. So this is like layers of bullshit on layers of bullshit right now.
Right.
Fears, violent motives, unacceptable sexual desires, irrational wishes, immoral urges, shameful experiences. Okay. But the point is, like, there's a cauldron of old, animalistic, aggressive,
I get it.
non-super positive.
Yeah.
A simpler one.
Just skip that. Go to the next.
The Bible kind of lays it out like in a very simple way of like the fruits of the spirit and the fruits of the flesh.
Sure.
Kind of painting this picture of these two different minds, these two forces.
All right, I see where you're going with this.
Like whether you want to call it the conscious, the unconscious, the sexual, the rational.
Dark and light.
Dark and light, the angel, the demon on your shoulder. Like there is a large majority of you that just wants to wreck your life, and there's a very small minority that's like, wait, I want to be a good person. And then coming back down, practically psychology again, growth and fixed mindset of I want to, I can, I'm chipping away versus I'm stuck, this is all bad, etc. So I think all of these things, fixed growth mindset, the Bible, crazy ass Freud, psychology, I think this is from like Eastern thought.
Sure, yes.
I think it's all kind of hitting on generally the same concept of you're outnumbered, the bad forces versus the good forces.
Right, right.
So what we literally do, what's been working more and more for us, so again, this is like a reflection of like, I'm coming from a position of like, wait a minute, what has been working for me so well in the past 2 years that I've not been able to get traction on for 20 fucking years, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it really does seem to be setting like 3 goals a day. So every night, you know, basically what we do is we write down on the refrigerator or on our Google Doc, like what are 3 things we're gonna get done tomorrow?
Totally.
It could be anywhere from yard work or record a video or whatever.
Yeah.
And then usually, honestly, we'll get 1, 2, or 3 of them done.
Yeah.
Like we don't usually get all 3 of them done. We usually get our ass kicked by something or our laziness or whatever. That's fine. Let that one roll. Because if you set 3 goals a day, every day, and just get 1 of them done, that's 365
You're moving
goals.
Somewhere.
That's 365 things you got done in a year.
Right.
That starts to actually work. What we've used to really cheat, this has helped us a lot this last year, is the first goal we set in the morning is listening to motivational videos.
I know, it's very easy.
So we have like a playlist called Training or whatever. It's on actually our Dave Superpowers channel.
Yeah.
And like we listen to that every morning. And that gets us up out of bed, gets us doing our first workout. Now we do our first workout and our first goal of like listen to the damn motivational videos and do a half-ass workout. Holy shit, I'm halfway done with my day.
There you go.
And that works.
It does.
And it makes sense now why it works.
别跟这个长轴里面的任何东西慢慢来，看懂吗？再走一步，再走一步。OK， OK。大哥，这忒高啊！哎呦，走走。哎呀，大哥你等着我，大哥。哎呦，走走。哎，哈哈，忒高，大哥我们下不来了，我。
主播搞笑视频群社区，微信搜索 BPP522 BPP522，关注后进群免费看视频。